This podcast contains adult themes, sexual content, and strong language. If you can't handle that, you should probably leave.
Hi, and welcome to Bustles and Bangers with your hostess, Rachel and Christopher.
I love it when you say my name.
Thank you. I love it when you give me consent and permission. So sexy. All right,
we
so
love consent.
we fucking better.
That's our favorite word.
All right, so literally the note I just made in this book at chapter 9 is, Jesus Christ, why are we still discussing schedules? That is, because I'm literally, this is so Christian.
You made that
of us.
note, or is that somebody's thought in the book?
Jesus Christ, why are we still fucking discussing the schedules? All right, so we're on chapter 9, everybody. Welcome fucking back. Sarah looked around as she walked into the big building. Matt had just come off 2 night shifts.
Damn. How do you work 2 night shifts in a row?
I hope people listening to us like my burps. You could pay me for that.
The burps?
Hell yeah. Check out our OnlyFans, motherfucker.
Yeah, we have a burp section.
We could.
Hell yeah, we're going to add it.
Dude, there's a chick that gets to sell like her fucking used Q-tips.
That's weird.
And she's hot.
Oh, that's probably why she says
I don't want to
that.
buy the Q-tips, but I'll spend time with her.
How
All
much
right.
to spend some time with you?
It's off the fucking table, god damn it. I don't know where she lives.
Dang.
All right, so anyway, blah, 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 blah. For the first time in her life, Sarah wanted to come to church, even if she had to sit alone.
Wait, hold on. But it wasn't for Jesus. It was for Matt.
No, this time it's for Jesus.
Are
She's
you
gone
sure?
enough. She has gone enough
That she's converted?
that now she's curious and becoming convinced, right?
Interesting.
So,
She's like, who's this Jesus fella?
well, they're convincing her that her being a decent person is actually her being a shitty person. All right, so at
That's
first,
good.
here's something I underlined, because listen, everybody who's listening.
Listen, everybody who's listening.
I had to skip a lot in this book because it is lame. But I underlined this statement. At first, she'd felt very safe about going to heaven.
Mm-hmm.
What person
But not
feels,
anymore.
With the picture painted of heaven, who feels unsafe going there?
I do.
They're going to poke you with feathers.
They're gonna
What's going to happen? We make you an angel. We torture you by
You're going to make you follow all the
sticking
rules.
every
Like,
individual
dude,
feather
my
in
whole
you.
purpose of existing is to break some rules.
Breaking the law. All right, so most of the people in the congregation had responded with a nervous laugh about something that the freaking preacher said about lying, cheating, even speeding, and rolling through a stop sign is a sin.
Oh my God. How many stop signs do you think Jesus rolled through? The answer's 0, Rachel. 0. No, it's because he's the perfect person.
His little podunk town hadn't gotten even a red light yet. All right.
But he didn't roll a stop sign.
So she's
Telling you
talking
right
about
now.
how Matt had even given tickets to people for those sins.
I knew it. He was a jaywalker rider. Fuck him, dude.
And church was trying to convince her to be as perfect as God, and she knew she wasn't, blah, 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 and that you can't sin at
Eavesdropping
all.
on your boss is probably not helping.
All weekend long, instead of catching up on her housework, she'd been frantically catching up on homework. She's like trying to force herself.
Housework? She works at the donut shop, or she lives at the donut shop.
She's like forcing herself to eat and clean dishes as you do at home and at work. And then Matt is back at her place. He goes, and she's like, "What are you doing awake?" And
Why are
he's
you
like,
here, Matt?
He's like, "What are you doing? You want to do it together?"
Oh.
That's what he says. "What are you doing? You want to do it together?"
And she's like,
So she says,
masturbating.
yeah. So she's like, "Come in and I'll make you coffee, okay?" And he's like, "That coffee smells good." All right. And then they literally, this is what fucking Gail Sattler writes.
Tell me, Gail.
They sat in the clean living room together on opposite ends of the couch, sipping coffee in silence. This is what she must be masturbating to. Like,
Gail.
6 feet away. COVID must have been the most erotic time of her life.
What the fuck, dude?
How was your night? Anything exciting or just average? Okay, listen, I'm going to skip the sad
I
part.
wrote about 12 to 15 reports.
Yeah, well, I'm going to kind of skip the sad part, but I am going to fill it in just for like book's sake, okay? So he did respond to a scene where there was a mother and a child and both died. So it did
That's
fucking
terrible.
suck. But you have to know that because Just watching him, her heart broke for the unknown people who had lost their lives, and for Matt, the big, strong cop with a heart of gold.
Mm-hmm.
She set her cup of coffee on the table, shuffled down the couch, rested one palm on his back, and rubbed gently. I wish there was something I could say or do. Would a hug help?
Nope.
Slowly,
Only if you hug my dick, girl.
And I only need one hand to do that.
Only one hand.
Slowly, she wrapped both her arms around him and held him just as tight as he held her. His breathing was ragged, so she just held him and rubbed little circles on his back with one hand without talking to give him the time he needed.
Mm-hmm. Gail, is that what you think we need?
So anyway, she decides that he also needs to help her cook a meal.
Sarah, what would be really nice is if you could do women work and get in the kitchen. That would really cheer me up.
So here's what you got to know, though. Here's where the fun little playful side of them comes out.
Oh, they're going to tickle each other?
Basically, listen, as they worked together, they filled their time with meaningless banter and light conversation. By the time Matt actually laughed at something she said, the sound was like music to her ears. When everything was complete and the casserole was in the oven, they returned to the living room where they continued to joke around and even throw pillows at each other until the timer went off. Sarah placed the
adorable.
Sarah placed the whole casserole dish in the center of the table and waited for Matt to help himself first, since he's company. But he said, before we eat, can we pause for a word of thanks?
Oh, yes, we need to pray.
So they go into talking about why he hesitated the first time or whatever, blah, blah. She says, I guess. Dude.
I thought she was interested in going to her. And then he's like, dear Lord, thank you for this pillow fight with this girl.
Gail, you're confusing me.
Yeah, Gail, you're teasing us, dude. We need a wholesome relationship in this book.
Right.
We can't read this smut anymore.
Sarah helped herself to the salad she managed to throw together while Matt went straight for the casserole, as I would. Fuck
what
yeah,
kind
Matt.
Of casserole, though?
Fuck yeah, I don't give a shit. Casserole? Put it in front of me, bitch.
I want a breakfast casserole, dude. I'm hungry.
Maybe, but I would prefer chicken broccoli,
Nah, that's basic. I
like the crispy Ritz on top.
No,
Give me that high fructose corn syrup and my
and
crackers.
Syrup and bacon.
No, I don't want that.
Hell yeah.
All right. She nearly dropped. Oh, sorry. I back up.
Maybe some potatoes.
Oh, I mean, you can convince me with a potato. All right. So she tried not to stare at the amount he heaped onto his plate, thinking that it would take her 2 days to eat what he had taken for one.
Hog.
Then Matt was a large man, much larger than the last man she dated. She nearly dropped her fork at the thought.
I wonder how big his hog is.
So he ends up asking for the recipe. She spends time.
It's corn, potatoes, and chicken.
Rice. Add rice. It ain't casserole if it ain't rice.
That's true.
All right. So listen. So she spends too much time writing these recipes, and he's flipping through the channels that she's like, oh shit, I was supposed to go wash the dishes. However, he offered to help with that. So,
Matt's dishwasher.
at one point, before they do that, he turned and walked in the living room. Sarah couldn't believe how much of the doorway he filled on his way through. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
You really fill up my doorway, baby. So, even from
it's girth, not length.
Yes.
I brush up against the walls.
Hell yeah. Even from the back, he was gorgeous, tall, with broad shoulders, yet trim and physically fit. Not only did he look good.
He's skinny, but kind of big. And then he was short and tallish. He
Not
had a
only
very pale tan complexion. It's fucking awesome.
Gail doesn't know what she wants. All right.
I don't know, Gail. You're very confused, I think.
Not only did he look good in his uniform, he also looked good in casual clothes. She turned and buried her face in her hands at her wayward thoughts. The man
Wayward thoughts? I'm going to lick his butthole. Oh, no. I'm blushing.
The man was a police officer.
A police officer.
This is what she then thinks.
He would arrest me for sodomy.
This is fucking absurd. It was probably disrespectful to think that way about him, especially after what he'd been through. The fuck? He's not a nun. You think police officers don't have wives or sex?
They don't.
They just keep it missionary because that's the only legal thing.
Not even that.
Is that even legal?
Their wives go, let's do it. And they're like, no, I'll write you a ticket.
All right. So anyway,
It's sweet citation time.
She ends up going to wash the dishes, realizing it might be rude if she doesn't go double check that he wants to help. But he's fucking passed out, right? He's fucking tired. So he was even snoring.
Snoring?
She's going to go wake him up, right?
Yeah.
Now we're in chapter 10.
She should. This is inappropriate.
We're on chapter 10.
What follower of the faith
would wake a
sleeps
man
in
up.
a stranger's
How
house,
dareth you?
whom he is investigation as a witness in an investigation that he's
An
conducting.
unknown presence brushed up against his chest.
Oh.
He wakes up in an alleyway and some
Somebody's
like homeless
groping his
man's
titties.
balls.
Yeah,
like,
it's time to get teabagged, a little guy.
Here we go again. Instinctively, Matt sprang to his feet in a split
Grabbed
second.
his gun, he shot her.
He reached for his gun with his right hand and thrust his left arm up to shield his body and block the perpetrator. He tensed and positioned himself with his feet
It
planted
was just Sarah's
firmly,
dog smelling his balls.
ready to defend himself by force if necessary. As the world came into focus, he heard the sound of phasers blasting in the distance.
Phasers?
They were watching TV, remember?
Man, you got kidnapped by aliens, Matt?
Sarah stood in front of him, her eyes wide.
That's the sexy part of this? The aliens are going to get
This is
mad?
the sexiest to get. Her eyes are the only thing that gets wide in this thing. Her arms splayed at her sides, not her legs, as she pressed her damn it.
Nice.
Her back flat against the wall. Not in a sexy way, god damn
Nope.
it. Matt let his body relax and dragged his hand over his face. Oh, Sarah, I'm so sorry. I guess I dozed off. It's okay, she squeaked. One look at her told him it wasn't okay. He scared her. He still hadn't unpeeled her.
Why? What trauma does this motherfucker have that he's like waking up
he's
like
a
this
cop.
shit? Yeah, but they said the most exciting thing he's dealt with is a money launderer. Like, when the fuck have you had to draw your weapon, my guy?
I don't know.
Oh my god, dude! Like,
So
man
she
up a
tells
little
him.
bit.
She tells him to go home, and he's sitting here thinking in his head that he can't believe how much fun they'd had. They'd been silly. He even
Remember
had
that Sally we saw at Hooters with 2 fucking guns on them?
Oh my God! Right?
God, what a little bitch,
Who are you
dude.
scared of? It Hooters in the middle
Who
of the
are you
night on
trying to
game
fuck,
night.
dude?
There's not even anybody there. It's a chicken sandwich. They have curly fries.
My pistol has my fucking name written
That's
down.
like taking your gun to McAllister's.
Stupid, dude. Of course I'm gonna say something to you, you little fucking turd.
So anyway, she tells him to go home, and he's thinking about how much fun they had, that he'd never had a pillow fight.
I've never had a pillow fight. Oh, that's the trauma, Matt. You got in a pillow fight and fucked with you. You had to pull your gun out.
Babe, poor thing. While he was in the kitchen, he couldn't help but notice her calendar. Here we fucking go
Oh
again.
yeah.
She had
the
the
meat,
exact
the
same days
juice.
circled in different colors as he did on his own calendar at home. She marked his schedule on her calendar. He thought maybe he just might be falling in love.
Oh, with a non-believer, Matt? Your mom is going to be very disappointed.
How dare
in
you? He flexed his fingers and rammed his hands into his pockets, waiting for her to say more after she told him to go home.
Go home.
There was literally an entire page of inner monologue between the comments. It's ridiculous. Gail, get it together. All right, so he was thinking maybe she had feelings for him too, thought she was sweet, kind, intelligent, fun to be with, but she didn't share his faith. He continued to watch Sarah compose herself. She looked up at him, straight into his eyes. He couldn't look away. The deep sea green drew him in like a moth to a flame. I don't want to be rude, but I really have to go to bed. So I think it's best you go home. I think you could use some sleep too, so that's also the best place for you.
To my home or to your home?
He needs to go home because that's the best place for him.
Yeah.
Matt tried not to heave a sigh of relief if her only reason for kicking him out was so that he could get some sleep before they both went to work, that he could easily live with that. Hold on though.
Okay.
He followed her to the door, but before she opened it, he blocked it with his foot and moved close to her.
Uh-oh.
When
Matt, you're about to cross the line.
When she
Your captain's not going to be happy about this.
blue line.
Oh, watch out, Matt.
All
Well, in
right.
Canada, I think it's red.
Damn, sorry. When she didn't shy away, he slowly raised his hand until he brushed her cheek with his fingertips.
Yeah.
He had
Tell
so
me,
much
Matt.
to say, and so
Oh,
much
Matt,
was
tell
rolling
me.
around in his mind.
me,
He didn't know
Matt.
where to start.
Start, Matt.
He
Tell
cleared
me.
his throat, but he still could hardly speak.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for dinner.
Oh, my God, Matt. I just floated the fucking floor.
Wait.
Talk to me, Matt.
Very slowly, she raised her hand.
Oh, I'm raising my hand,
About to
Matt.
get handsy.
I'm touching
Until
stuff.
she loosely wrapped her fingers around his wrist.
Oh, my God.
So she could start stroking it. I'm just
We're
kidding.
going to have time,
Her
Matt. Let's do
voice
it.
came out lower in pitch than usual, almost husky.
Oh,
You're welcome.
you're welcome, Matt.
The silky sound made his heart race, and her touch made his brain misfire.
Silky sound? I thought she sounded like a smoker.
He reached up with his other hand
And he
until
pulled his gun out, pointed it at her throat.
That's
And he
such a weird
pulled the
spot.
trigger.
That's a weird spot. Could you imagine shooting somebody in
He
the
finally got to
throat?
witness his pleasure of
Sarah
watching
face.
Sarah choke on the floor, gurgling on fluids.
Wait. She still didn't move away, nor did she show any signs of hesitation. Sarah, he muttered as he lowered his head to hers.
Matt, Sarah said.
Letting his voice trail off when his lips touched hers.
Oh,
We're
Matt.
finally there!
Matt, kissing a girl's pretty gay, my guy.
She lifted her head just a little within the cradle of his hands and returned his kiss. Matt's heart kicked into overdrive. He wanted to slip his arms around her back and
I thought
hold
he
her
was already
tight
holding her.
and kiss her well and
He
good.
had to hold her twice.
But this wasn't the right time for that. Using all the self-control he could muster, he pulled back and let his arms fall to his sides. Bye, Sarah.
I think you're going to get fired, Matt.
I guess I'll see you around.
I guess I'll see you around.
Before she could
I'll
tell
see
him,
you around like a donut? Like a donut?
I'll see you around the donut hole.
Oh,
Before
my
she
God.
could tell him that wasn't such a good idea, he turned, opened the door, and left. And then now here, inner monologue. He kissed her. Fool that she was, she kissed him back. Sarah squeezed her eyes shut. She didn't know what she was doing with Matt. All she knew was that it wasn't smart. She couldn't allow herself to get emotionally involved with a cop.
A cop.
Why? His normal days weren't as exciting and intriguing as what she saw on television, but danger was a reality on
Selling
his job.
toner is more interesting.
He wasn't James Bond, and he didn't face life-threatening situations every day.
Nope.
But he still did face them.
Uh-huh.
Damn, did you feel that tequila shot?
There's
bottle
usually
fill me
other
up
people
again?
facing life-threatening decisions in front of him, wasn't it? Are we drinking it? Let's do it.
She's thinking about the fucking recipes still. She wanted to give them to him, but regardless
A
how she felt
recipe?
about the recipes.
For what? For the casserole?
All right.
Or the donuts? Oh, is this what this is about? She's soliciting recipes for donuts?
Okay, so he's back at the donut shop. Yeah, we're about to take a shot, but hang on. I want to try to finish this chapter. No other officer appeared to be in the building. She couldn't see the parking lot through the crowd, so she couldn't tell if his were the only police cruiser in the lot. Today,
The crowd?
yeah, it's a busy day. She works, I guess, kind of till the morning, you know, so you got the morning crowd or
Okay,
something.
so like those
she's
old people that
"What
like
are
to
you
go and eat
doing
donuts
here?"
in the morning. All right, I got you.
She literally says, "What are you doing here all by yourself at this hour? It's 7:30 in the morning." He says, "I'm a cop. This is a donut shop. There's nowhere else I'd rather be."
Matt, was that a joke?
So he's just saying he's on his way to court hearings, and he wanted to pick a donut up on the way.
Why didn't he just say, like, Sarah wanted to see you?
Because that's unprofessional.
Damn, he already kissed her.
He asks her, she asks him, "How are things?" Same as usual, yada, yada, yada. Everything's been about the same. Goodbye, Sarah.
Goodbye, Sarah.
Goodbye, Sarah.
Finally, she's out of here.
Yeah, he's holding up the line. Damn.
Get out of here.
Tamping down her curiosity had never been easy for Sarah. She couldn't help herself. Since no one was watching, she slipped into the closet again without turning on the light and quietly pushed the door closed behind her. Dropping to her knees, she inched along the floor and looked up the vent. So the boss is obviously back in the fucking thing. More shit is happening. Knowing Kincaid had been in and she missed him, Sarah told herself that from now on she'd pay more attention to the door regardless of the crowd. She could determine, though, that in addition to the usual briefcase, a black duffel bag was also lying on top of the desk.
It's full of the heads of all of the Canadian drug lords.
Sarah held her breath as Donnie put down the bundle of money he'd been counting. He reached into the duffel bag and pulled something out. A sly smile grew on his face as he examined the contents of his hand. He's like holding a dildo.
So she noticed that, but didn't notice what was in his hand.
Yeah, he started to poke at whatever was in his palm, but the phone rang. At the sound, a small sandwich bag filled with white powder dropped out of his hand onto the desk.
Donut sugar.
Some of the contents of the bag must have spilled because Donnie muttered a string of very crude words. He cleared his throat and answered the phone as politely as he usually did while he brushed the powder from the surface of the desk and back into the bag. Something in Sarah's stomach churned, and she knew it wasn't because she was hungry. She didn't know.
Because she was horny.
She didn't know exactly what Donnie had, but unless she was mistaken, it was something very illegal. She didn't need to see more while Donnie was still talking. She shuffled backwards.
I think maybe she does need to see more. She's assuming a lot.
She grabbed the fucking broom again. Without turning the light on, she comes out of the fucking closet. It's always in the closet, out of the closet, in the closet, out of the closet. This is absurd. Absurd. So next is chapter 11, and I think we need to take a shot. All right, so chapter 11. 16 Bravo 4 back in service.
Again?
16 Bravo 4. While you were in court, that same woman who was in here last week left another message asking you to call her. Do you need the number? Matt's stomach tightened. The only other time Sarah had left a message at the station was when she could make a positive identification on Kincaid, exchanging money with Donnie. He had no doubt that for her to once more run into the situation on her way to the university meant something equally as important had happened.
You want to go to lunch and grab a sandwich?
He had to trust that if there was something urgent, she would have said so. So he took care of 2 prior calls, and then he followed up with her. Okay, so he goes to her house once again. All right. So she says she just got home. His timing was perfect. For reasons of personal safety, it was against department policy for an officer in uniform to accept food or drink from anyone because she had offered him coffee.
But he could fucking kiss her in her apartment, though.
She offered him coffee. I didn't mention that. Therefore, Matt remained standing in the foyer just as he would have if he were questioning someone he didn't know. She says, I didn't see Kincaid today. He must have been there. The place was so busy. Donnie had more money, and the more money I see, the more I'm pretty sure they're laundering money. How is it done? So if anybody listening wants to know about
selling donuts, moron.
If anybody listening wants to know how Gail Sattler thinks money laundering is done, this is what she says Matt says. Thank you, Gail, for this educational moment. This moment of education brought to you by Gail Sattler. I don't know how.
Write this down.
Dude, I think she actually did do some research, though, for real in the beginning of the book, because she's got like all this other shit, but blah, blah, blah. All right. Commonly, it's filtered through legitimate businesses in phony sales and supplier invoices, and there would be many bank accounts set up in different names under false identifications. Everything has to run through consistently and not in sporadic huge lump sums, so it doesn't cause any raised eyebrows at the taxation department. Most is done through independent, non-franchise businesses. Don't say we said it, but here you go. Like, if anybody's wanting to try those. All right.
You just take your cash during cash sales.
So Matt removed his handy-dandy notepad from his pocket again.
Pay taxes on it. You get away with that shit.
He's like,
too.
so you saw more money, but you didn't see how it came in? She's like, wait, that's not all. Today I saw something else. And she tells him about the possible drugs, right? And so Matt stiffened from head to foot.
Oh, man. Matt is inexperienced if he keeps reacting this way.
What they were talking about was probably either heroin or cocaine.
Cocaine.
I didn't even mean it to
Matt,
say it that
watch
way.
out. They're selling cocaine.
We have been recording for a minute, and this Jose Cuervo is doing its job. So, cocaine. As accurately as he could recall, Sarah's purse wasn't huge. Something about,
Matt, your package wasn't very big either. Fucking nerd. Talk to me like that.
Okay, here's why the purse comes up. I'm sorry, I skipped something. So she was saying that the duffel bag was twice the size of her purse, and he's like, as far as I remember, her purse wasn't that big. I remember some girls, I know what size their purses were. All right.
We like filling in that box.
Dude, it determines whether I call him back or not. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no loose girls.
No loose purses. However, it was large enough for her to hold a book, her umbrella, plus the regular paraphernalia women like to carry around for no good reason. He
like
knows that she keeps an umbrella. She's
in
keeping an umbrella in her purse.
Holy fuck. That's huge, dude.
Damn, chill out, Sarah. You're making me drink too much. All right. Blah, 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 blah. What do you think Donnie's doing with all that stuff, Sarah asked. I don't know. We'll have to find out.
Putting it in his mouth, dude. His nose.
She says, Detective Cunningham on duty, sir. And he freaks out, okay? This isn't television, Sarah.
That's her, right?
Cunningham. Detective Cunningham.
Salute him?
Yeah, and he's like, it's not as easy as it initially looks. There are real
Don't make fun
involved.
of my job, Sarah.
This is no child's game. She smiled from ear to ear, but Matt didn't feel much like smiling back. He knew exactly what she meant. As a police officer, he was well aware of the adrenaline rush when working in dangerous cases. But he was a professional.
Yeah, you are.
Fully trained.
Mister, I got your schedule and your donut.
Hear me out. With a few years of experience under his belt. Like, you ain't shit, Matt.
I've got 2 years of experience under my belt.
I just got out of the academy.
We don't like you, Matt.
It says, and when worse came to worst, He was big and he had a gun.
Oh,
hang on.
Okay, come on,
He
Matt.
also had a radio.
A radio?
And the entire police force on call behind him. What a wiener! Sorry if I'm yelling in your ear, but like I'm over it. All right, but no one else would ever get access to see what I see because he's trying to tell her to keep out of the closet and his stomach
Stay out of the closet.
Why
me and my fucking police force
his
friends
stomach
will beat you
gets
up.
hard more than his dick does. Matt's stomach clenched. If she were caught, he didn't want to think of what could happen. So he's basically, I said, stay out of the closet.
Don't go in there. What? But that's like his whole basis of his fucking case.
Once again, he wants to kiss her, and we all fucking move on to chapter 12.
Yeah, we hate you, Matt. We get it.
Matt, can I talk to you for a minute? This is not Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just a sec. Matt's heart nearly stopped because his
finally
boss,
he's gonna fucking die.
Because his fucking heart and his stomach, he needs to go to the doctor.
He needs to, you need to start exercising, Matt. If
start
you can fill up a
drinking
doorway, you need to start exercising, my guy.
I read your last report on what's happening at Donnie's Donuts. Can I ask you something about where you got your information? His boss asks.
No.
He's like, your informant, how did you get her? And he's like,
I kissed her in her apartment.
who? No, he's like,
what do you mean informant?
he's like, I don't know how to answer what he's asking. All right, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to skip this because I'm already over it. All right.
Yeah, you
so
suck, Matt. We hate
he
you.
referred to her at one point as Sarah. So he goes, Matt realized he made a mistake by referring to Sarah by her first name when Jeff's eyebrows rose. Jeff's his boss.
You better not refer to him as Jeff either. What the hell? Matt's slipping all over the place.
Point taken. Are you emotionally involved with your informant?
Oh, man.
Dude,
you better not lie, you
I'm
Christian
ratting
boy.
you out, Matt.
I'm
Yes, he
gonna tell him.
is. I'm like coming from the other room at a desk. Yup.
We seen him.
The issue here is keeping a civilian safe. This is Matt. She's an innocent and only doing what she feels is the right thing to do. I wouldn't care if the informant were male or female. It's not a good idea to have them making calls like that from their place of employment when it can't be done in private. And then we digress and move on to Sarah again.
Stupid.
Trust me, y'all listening, you're not missing anything. But if you
No.
feel like you're missing, by all means, for God's sakes, literally, go get Gail Sattler's A Donut a Day from wherever you get these books from.
Don't pay more than $1.25 for it.
I didn't pay 40 cents for this. Sarah sighed and looked around at her apartment. For the first time in weeks, the whole place was clean. Damn. I understand that, though.
clean your
Look,
house,
I'm not
dude.
acting like nothing. I got messy shit, all right?
Yeah,
My
she doesn't
sink
have
was
kids or
smelling.
nothing, though.
Right.
Clean your shit,
Right.
dude.
All right. So
If I don't have kids, my house would be clean all the time. So I'm
here
never
we
there.
go back the fuck around to a book about people who read books. I don't like this. Yes, I am reading a book to you all, but I don't like reading a book about people who read books. For today, she could read for pleasure. If it's not porn, I don't want to hear about it. But she barely made it past the first page when the buzzer for the main door sounded. Hi, Sarah. It's lunchtime. I brought food.
His name's Lunchtime? I wish that was my name.
Matt?
Rachel, it's lunchtime.
Hey,
I'm here to
lunchtime.
see you.
That's the sex. Dude, you have no idea how quick I'd be on top of that shit. I love
Yeah?
lunch.
Fuck yeah, dude.
All right. Role play later.
It's gonna be
Bring-
lunch. It's gonna be lunchtime.
Bring the hamburgers. The hamburgers. All right. She's like, come on up. Sorry. So she's getting her house together, blah, blah, blah. Matt brought pizza
That's boring, Matt.
and I think 2 cups of flavored coffee, which is a gross combination.
What do you
That's
flavor
disgusting.
coffee and pizza?
What's wrong with you people?
Good Lord. Is that a thing in Canada?
Canada. I'm really surprised to see you today. I thought you usually went to the gym on your stretch between day shift and night shift. I wanted to see you instead. Do you like anchovies or olives? Ugh, no. Good, me neither. I brought ham and pineapple, which I was like, you know what? All right.
Well, why did
Matt.
you ask about fucking anchovies
He's
and
joking
olives?
around. He's being playful.
He's being stupid.
La, 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 la.
I love olives on my pizza.
He sat in one of the chairs and folded his hands on the table. This time, Sarah knew what to expect, so she also folded her hands on the table and
Just
bowed her
copying him.
head. Dear Lord, thank you for this food. Amen.
Oh, man.
It was longer than that, but
Hold
we'll cut
on.
it short.
Hold on.
Oh,
Rachel, take this.
Thank you
Dear
for
God,
this
thank you
tequila.
for this tequila made out of blue agave.
Yes, Jose Cuervo, if you would sponsor us, we would be appreciative. I'm
Really
doing a
appreciate it.
third of this shot. Do you keep filling this up?
No, I'm not that. Maybe. I'm trying to do bust stuff later, girl.
No. Maybe. With a hooker. I'm
Wait.
not the hooker. Can you find hookers around here?
Not in Waco, dude. I'm sure you can find them in like the metropolitan area, like Dallas, San Antonio, or something. You think?
Listen, let's go to fucking Vegas.
Why? You can't get a hooker in Vegas either. It's
You go
illegal.
outside of it.
You have to go to Reno.
Okay, let's go to motherfucking Reno.
What are we gonna do in Reno?
I went and saw one
What
of
are
my
we gonna do?
hookers.
Which one?
A blonde one.
Sweet. What are we gonna do to her?
Butt stuff.
Hell yeah.
All right. Amen. All right. Don't
Hell
edit that
yeah.
shit out.
No, keep that in there.
All right.
I want everybody to know.
Dude, find us on our social media if you want to see any of this crazy shit we get into eventually in the future.
We're gonna do hookers.
We're kind of stuck at home right now, but trust me, it's coming.
With a U.
All right. Blah, blah, blah. Amen. Take your shot.
Oh, you drank some, huh?
I told you I was doing a fucking third.
Dude, I'm being hammered.
When I got to the warehouse, I was alone for a few minutes. This is what Matt says. I knew they... Oh, sorry, my bad. Let me back up. He's explaining some shit he got into. So if anybody's bored and liked CSI and shit, and you want to know what Matt's up to during the fucking day, because what else are we talking about? What else are we talking about?
He's not doing anything.
This is Bustles and Bangers, man. We got to read this book.
No, Matt's don't do anything.
He got to a warehouse. He was alone, so he kind of went ahead without backup, right? They were on the way. He knew they'd never listen to me if they knew I was alone, so I told them I was going to send the dog in. She goes, I didn't know you had a dog.
He doesn't.
I don't have a dog. I'm not a canine unit, but they didn't know that.
Your boss didn't know you're on a canine unit?
Wait. If you thought Matt was lame, I'm sorry if you thought Matt was hot, which is fine because
He's
Matt can be
not.
hot.
He's
No,
not.
there's
He's
some
not.
moments
He's
like
not.
the
He's not.
protective
He's not.
moments,
No,
but
he
hang on,
sucks.
let's talk
Yes.
about how lame this moment is.
He sucks.
He says, I barked a couple of times, told myself, down boy, and then said if they didn't come out one at a time with their hands
He's
up,
holding
the
a
dog was coming
chihuahua
in.
up by its fucking hind legs and his front legs and like...
I also called out to the other member that I'd located them. They didn't know he wasn't there yet. It was a bunch of kids, and they came out. Story ended. We're over. We're done. We can leave now.
Entrapment, Matt. That's not legal.
All Sarah could do was stare at Matt as he continued to snicker to himself. She didn't think
She
he was...
got so hot thinking about
No.
how he arrested a bunch of little kids.
She didn't think he was that funny. She thought that was unfunny.
Oh, good for
She's
you,
scared
Sarah.
for him. He was wondering if while he was at her place once again that they could talk about Donnie's.
Boring, dude. Let's talk about some titties.
All right. So this has no
I
strip
want
clubs
to
in it.
know
This
what
mostly has a
Sarah
church.
looks like.
They said she was pretty dull and that she was in a unisex uniform
All
at
right,
her
well,
job.
put a bag on her.
She's
What's the rest of her
obviously a
look like?
brunette, which good because we're awesome.
I like brunettes.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
babe.
Mm-hmm. I only solicit blondes.
Okay, fine. That's fine. But I'll turn blonde every once in a while. That's all right. You can do weird stuff to me then.
Hell yeah.
So, Sarah nearly forgot to breathe because he said something about her that his sergeant asked about his informant. And she goes, "Informant?" she squeaked. "Visions of filthy and desperate junkies with long, unwashed hair making clandestine meetings with undercover cops.
I resemble that remark. You fucking...
You resemble.
Yeah, you fucking asshole. I'm not going to talk to a cop about nothing.
All
dude.
dressed in black flashed through her mind. She was none of the above.
Nope.
She's like, anyway, he's like talking to her, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, what am I supposed to do? She just admitted in not so many words that that figuratively she was going to stay out of the closet. He keeps talking to her about staying out of the closet. Stay out of the fucking closet. Sarah, stay out of the closet.
Sarah, don't go into the closet. I have to pee again, dude.
Oh my Lord, have mercy.
We
God
drank 2/3
Almighty.
of a bottle of tequila tonight.
Matt and Sarah in heaven.
They would be great there.
So he's telling her all she can do is watch and listen and stay out of the closet.
Hell
She's like,
yeah.
but she goes, but what if I need the broom?
Nope, you have to watch and listen.
You know what I mean. By the way, while I was out today, I bought you something.
What?
Ready? Matt pulled a small velvet bag out of his pocket.
Oh, it's a dildo.
I hope it's cocaine.
Cocaine, Matt.
Before she could think of a way to turn him down that wouldn't hurt his feelings, he poked 2 fingers in the bag
Oh.
and groped inside.
Groped inside.
This is as sexy as we get, and none of it has to do with people on people.
He's groping a fucking birthday
Slowly,
bag.
he started to pull his fingers
It's a
out.
police badge sticker and a
Along-
stamp.
Like when you donate to the firefighters.
Thank you for donating to the police
a
fund.
quarter. in our bucket on the side of the road at the stoplight. Along with his fingers followed a gold chain. I swear to God, if you pull a gold chain out of my vagina or my ass, I'll be so fucking happy.
Yeah, but where'd that come from?
I'm a golden goose, motherfucker. All right.
day.
Sarah allowed herself to breathe as he repositioned his grasp on the bag. She recognized the logo as that of a well-known fine quality jewelry store. The logo and the bright shine
Royal
of the chain.
Mounted Police Incorporated.
She knew it was real gold. It was something expensive. Even though Matt the cop frightened her, she was becoming...
Matt
the cop.
He confiscated this piece of jewelry from
Such
somebody.
a lame name. Out of uniform, she liked him very much. It appeared to be a locket.
Oh,
All right?
that's
But...
very old-fashioned,
There's
Matt.
a but. And it's not the kind we like. And it's not blonde.
Oh.
On the locket's case was a strange embossed pattern more suited for a child than an adult. He bought her
Matt.
something out of the 25-cent machine.
Oh, man, Holly, you got to pause, dude, because I have to go to bed.
Damn! But he slid his chair closer to hers, and he said, turn around and I'll put it on you! He's gonna put it on her! Man, I'm about to read this without him, motherfucker. Keep recording. I don't know. I may say some shit. We don't know. Let me look at this. Let me see what we're saying. All right. So I read some without you. But where I ended
All right.
is that he wanted to put the necklace on her, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, because it was an old-ass cowboy junk locket.
And he said that he wanted her to wear this when she was at work. And she was like, thank you. It's such
It's
a
got a
surprise.
picture of a donut inside of it.
Well, she asked if there was a picture of him inside, and he said, nope, no picture. It's a transmitter. How fucking romantic. Thanks a lot. Open it. You can feel the little button in there.
Yeah, if you have a heart attack,
If you
you can
stick
call
your finger-
LifeLock.
Well, look, she mentions that. He couldn't find anything to fit the housing. He glued it inside. She's like, how romantic.
Yeah, this is awesome.
She literally,
Matt.
in her head, visions of the commercial for infirmed or elderly people living on their own, wearing similar things around their necks, flashed through her mind. She
Hell
reached
yeah.
up and ran her fingers through her still brown hair. Why would it not be still brown?
She's the worst.
Like,
I
she
don't-
turned
Matt,
gray.
Matt,
You're not
what are you
frightened.
doing? He's like, oh, I got you a knife.
This necklace turns into a transformer.
Yeah, I'll buy you a new sword for your collection.
So he says, before I go back to bed,
Boring.
I've got a few things to do to get ready for work tonight, so I've got to go. You can finish the rest of the pizza. This is getting so lame.
I know you want it, so just finish it off.
Sarah stood as well and followed him to the door. This is how this book fucking reads. Do y'all understand? I want everybody to understand how much shit I'm skipping in these books and how much I'm sacrificing to read every detail for you. He reached down and gently lifted the locket and ran his thumb over it. I'm worried about you, Sarah.
I'm worried about you, Sarah.
This has mushroomed into much more
Mushrooms?
than simply money laundering. If Kincaid is supplying drugs to Donnie, he's supplying elsewhere. With his history, this could be the catalyst to a very big drug operation.
Oh, we're assuming a whole
So this means
lot,
there's drugs in
Matt.
Canada, everybody. There's drugs in Canada.
No, there's not.
Well, apparently there are. Donnie's got them. No.
Donnie's got
Donnie,
him.
go to Donnie's Donuts. Gail, I want to know if this is inspired by a true place. I'm going to go to Donnie's Donuts tomorrow.
Gail, there's no drugs in Canada.
Still touching the locket. Matt used his other hand to tip up her chin. Stay safe, Sarah.
He tipped up her chin.
Tipped up her chin and said, stay safe,
Grabbed her by the
Sarah."
throat.
She couldn't help it before their lips met.
Oh, they kissed again, Matt. You're
Sarah
breaking the wrong. You're
Had
breaking the rules.
already
too.
closed her eyes. When his mouth covered her, Sarah thought her knees would buckle. He kissed her so sweetly. She had to hold on to his waist for dear life.
Dear life, Matt, you must be landing on thick.
Too
bro.
soon, he pulled away. See you around sometime.
Love it, Matt.
You're
That
so
was great.
fucking smooth, Matt.
I'll see you around sometime.
All right, so anyway, she's touching the locket. She's overflowing.
Oh.
That's the words I'm reading. The transmitter really was totally concealed and inconspicuous, just like something out of a James Bond movie, and that gave Sarah an idea.
That's the second time that old Gail has mentioned James Bond.
She's got a thing.
Is
James a Christian?
Wait, what? Hold on. Gail?
Gail.
Which James Bond?
Oh, hell.
Because that's important.
Oh, hell, Gail.
Rachel, which James Bond?
Okay, hold on. Let me think. Like the last two. What's his face or what's his face? Give me a help. Give me
Daniel
help.
Craig or
Yes.
Pierce Brosnan?
Yes.
Those are your two?
Thank you. Yes. Look, I get classic is great. I get
Dude,
everybody's
Timothy
going
Dalton.
like,
Are you shitting
do
me?
not say Sean Connery. Please
No,
don't.
I didn't.
I'm just saying to the listeners.
Timothy Dalton.
Let me go back and look. Let's go back and look. Let's get real sexy and watch some
Mason,
Timothy.
do you have a favorite James Bond? Who is it?
Dun, dun, dun.
It's a toss between Craig and Brosnan.
Thank you.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude. Okay, that's what she said.
Motherfucker, thank
Dude,
you.
no, Craig is great.
They
Skyfall is the
bring it.
shit,
They
dude.
provide the
But
right
look,
energy.
I didn't like, what was the one with Christoph Waltz? He's a great actor, man, but that movie just, I could not get
Spectre.
into it. Spectre, yes, thanks. I didn't like that one.
You got to bring the right energy. And you know what? I got to say this. Halle Berry's not my favorite Bond girl.
Dude, fuck off. Halle Berry
that.
is super
Fuck
hot.
that.
I like her in Swordfish because you get to see the
Okay,
titties.
leave her there. Keep her out of 007's shit.
Super hot.
You know who
Halle
I thought?
Berry, I would love for you to come.
You know who
Oh,
I
my
thought
goodness.
was hot
Who?
was M in Skyfall.
The old lady?
Yeah.
I throw it into her.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
She's hot. She was as hot as the Queen was.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm fucking
Hell yeah,
saying.
the Queen was hot as fuck.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm saying. If I'm gonna get into some granny porn, it's some M. What's her? Do we know her name?
No.
Is it
Judy
actress?
Dench.
Thank you.
Say it one more time.
Judy Dench.
Judy
Dench.
Dench.
Yeah,
Say it
fuck
one
yeah,
more
dude.
time for everybody. Judy Dench. Judy Dench. I would let you suck my clit. Oh my God, Judy
I
Dench.
want you to lick my toes.
That's some mommy fantasy right there, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I love me some Judy
Can you be
Dench.
really rude to me? Hell yeah, dude. All right, keep going.
Okay.
We played enough.
Tell me to go to my room. Okay. We're on to chapter 13. Lucky motherfucking 13.
Just so y'all know, there's 84 chapters in this thing.
Basically, I really did skip so much. Look, I think I skipped all of chapter 13. There's no highlights.
We're on chapter 14.
All right. So, fucking page 112. Y'all, page 112. The Bible is mentioned on this page as well.
Oh, hell
Upon
yeah.
her return to switch off at the counter with Christy, Christy's great gaze flitted to the locket. Her eyes narrowed as she studied it, then examined the chain.
locket.
Did you find your old locket from when you were a kid? That retro look is really in right now, although I personally draw the line at bad jewelry.
Boo.
Damn! Christy? I love Christy. Christy's my favorite character.
yeah,
Okay, I'm Christy.
Christy and Blair are the shit.
I think, yeah, Christy's the shit. All right, so
And Donnie. I like Donnie too.
I guess that locket must be special. Have you got an old picture of your mom and dad in there?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, my mom's Judy Dench. It's not from my mom and dad, it's from a friend.
A friend.
The second the words left Sarah's mouth, she snapped her big mouth shut. Now keep in mind, Sarah's got a big mouth. We like that.
Oh, yeah. It will take my girth.
Christy's eyes widen. You mean it's new? I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to insult your locket, especially if it was a gift. What kind of friend?
It looks like it's at the bottom of the ocean for about 30 years.
A boyfriend?
A boyfriend?
Judy Dench should
Looks
have
like a
played the
cop
old
guy
Rose
for
in
you.
Titanic.
Looks like a
Oh,
cop
hell
guy.
yeah. Paint me like one of your French girls.
Yeah.
Christy-
I'll arrest you and try you for treason.
Christy had only been gone for 15 minutes when Matt and another officer came in. She tried to tamp down her smile as they walked up to the center aisle towards the counter. Good evening, gentlemen.
The
What will it
center
be
aisle, they're
tonight?
getting married at the donut shop.
Look, I think it's pretty.
How many aisles do you have at the donut shop? The center aisle?
I think it's pretty obvious when
No,
she
I said
says
left, not left center.
when she says "Good evening, gentlemen. What will it be tonight?" That's obvious. Like you're trying too hard. Like you're obviously fucking around. Like we know you've taken. it
I'd
in the
like a
butt.
gin and tonic and a bear claw.
A bran muffin and mocha cream night for you, Constable Walker.
Gross.
And for Constable Edwards, a cheese scone and house blend special.
A cheese scone is
I'll
way better than a
take the
bran
cheese
muffin.
scone
Get
for
the
sure,
fuck
for
out of
sure.
here.
You know, this is why we're married.
Dude, I'm hungry.
No, I'm not. I'm drunk.
I'm kind of hammered. Too. That's
Both
probably why I'm
officers
hungry.
smiled, Matt more than Constable Edwards, imagining his smile earlier in no way compared to the real thing, which almost made her knees weak. Sounds good, they both replied.
Hell yeah.
She rested her palms on the table and waited for Matt to say something, but all he did was hand her the money.
Oh,
What?
Matt? That's it?
What?
No, talk about my butt?
After she counted out his change, he turned around and walked straight to the table.
Oh, my God.
Sarah's heart sank.
This is horrible.
Oh, my God.
I don't like it.
She didn't expect him to
What
comment.
the fuck, Matt?
She didn't expect him to comment that she was wearing the locket, but she had at least expected some conversation out of him. He usually chatted with her a little bit, even before they got to know each other. Today, he'd acted as though he didn't even know her.
Oh, my gosh. Matt had his brainwashed by a bad guy.
I think I'm going to have to take a break in the corner. I'm so offended and hurt.
I'm pretty upset about this.
When he left, it gets worse. He didn't even acknowledge her at all.
Matt.
He didn't even glance at her.
What the fuck,
I can't
Matt?
help but laugh. This is so ridiculous. Okay. As soon as he was out the door, Sarah hurried to his table to see if he'd left her something. Because remember, in one of our earlier
Left her
episodes.
something? Like what?
Wait, shut up. Listen, in one of
Okay.
the earlier episodes, remember, he left his pen or some shit. So she'd come out to the car and he could talk more in private.
Stupid.
So she's like, oh my God, there's nothing left behind.
Oh, he didn't leave anything? Matt, you gave her a locket. and
Although the
didn't
morning
talk
rush,
to her again?
all through the morning rush, all she could think of was Matt and what could be wrong. What did
Something's
I do?
wrong. What
Her
did she
eyes
do?
blurred as she slipped behind the wheel of her car. The engine roared to life as she turned the key. She waited a few seconds, and just as she slid the gear shift into reverse.
Oh my God, I love it when you your shift into
my-
reverse.
A note under the windshield wiper caught her attention.
Oh.
She disengaged the shifter,
Hell yeah.
yanked the parking brake up, and scrambled outside to get the note.
Sarah, I want you.
It said, phone me when you get home.
Stupid. Boring.
I'm sorry, you guys. I'm trying to make this sexy. I'm glad you called. I wanted to let you know that I didn't mean to ignore you this morning. I thought it would be best if we don't give any indication
That we kissed twice and I am
that we're
fraternizing
fucking.
with a potential witness
Well,
to an
so he
investigation.
members more. He mentions. I'm thinking about his member.
Oh, you're thinking about Matt's little schlong? How big do you think his hog is?
I'm gonna say 6 inches.
You
'cause
think
that's
6
how much
inches?
he knew the door was open earlier.
Is this comparing it with his own dick size?
Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
6
have you
inches.
never stood at a half-cocked door with your dick,
Yeah, I've
fully
measured
cocked?
a few times. Pull it out. Look at it.
All right,
So 6 inches, that's all right.
I can't even. I can't.
It's a little over average, Matt.
my
For a
God.
Canadian, that's pretty good.
Jose's gotten into me. All right, we don't want to make an issue of anything because more members are going to be stopping by.
Hell
and
yeah.
she says, "Is that what it is?" Oh, he mentions he doesn't want anybody to think he's fraternizing.
Well, he is.
Fraternizing?
Now he's lying.
Fraternizing. Help me out here, fraternizing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fraternization.
She's like, is that what this is? Fraternizing with the staff? I still don't think that sounds right.
It is.
Someone find me on social media and correct me because I'm drunk. We don't want to give anyone ideas. I'm worried about you. I hope you kept out of the closet today. I didn't go into the closet. I was wondering, Wednesday night, I go to a Bible study meeting and I'm not working. Would you like to come with me?
Yep.
She said, I thought you said we shouldn't be fraternizing. He said, I meant at Donnie's or in public
Only at
setting.
church, it's okay.
But if you don't want to go with me, I understand. And her heart's pounding and she's like, but yes, I'd love to go with you. La, 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 la. Did you say Wednesday night? Yada, yada, yada. You never know who's watching.
We're going to go to our youth group.
Who might recognize us. How about if I bring pizza over to your place again?
Pizza.
They're getting real constipated.
This dude is weird.
But if you want to sleep, that's fine too, because he knows she's got a night schedule. The thought of his
At
sneaking
a donut shop.
the thought of his sneaking a pizza over so they wouldn't be seen together didn't appeal to Sarah.
You're running out of luck, man.
That fucking appeals to me, motherfucker.
I would
Sneak
love
a
to
pizza
sneak you a
over to
pizza,
me.
girl.
I love that.
Get you a little bit of pineapple, a little
Yeah,
jalapeno,
that's
mix them all
so
together.
Sexy.
Maybe a little bit of ham on half
That's
of it. Just in
okay.
case you want to mix it up a little
mean, maybe if I need some protein, but I'll take yours instead.
Oh, I got some protein, girl. I got a little bit of ranch for you.
Sausage. Oh, hell yeah, baby.
I'm going to throw it in your face, girl.
Please do. I needed a facial.
Dude, Matt sucks, too.
She said I don't like sneaking around like this. Look,
Sneaking around what? Is he married?
I
Is she
just
married?
slammed the book down.
I have to pee again.
Shut the
Dude,
front
for
door.
real, dude.
Shut Matt's car door.
I've been drinking this so much.
Okay, so hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
She's pissing me off.
She's the worst.
She gets all excited and calls herself Detective Cunningham, but then she's like, this sneaking around doesn't excite me. You're very fucking backwards, Sarah. And if you're going to stay this fucking backwards, you better take it in the butt.
I like talking about donuts. All right, man. I have to hold on again. I have to pee.
This is absurd.
I know, it's ridiculous. I'll be back.
Chapter 14.
I'm really fucking hammered.
We're coming into our own now. Sarah, I almost read this as Sarah humped.
You know, we drank a whole bottle of tequila tonight.
This is absurd.
This is ridiculous.
We're gonna have to run a lap. I'm not taking the shot. Pour it back into the bottle. Pour it back in.
Start reading.
To the motherfucking bottle, you bitch ass.
Read.
All right, 14. Sarah hummed to herself as she finished wiping up a table after a group of truckers.
Dang.
I just
Not
stopped.
a table, huh?
I'm done. She was tired, but it was a good tired, babe. I feel you. If only I could feel that tired after a group of truckers. Babe, can you make that happen for me?
You want a group of truckers?
I just want to feel like I just had a group of truckers.
No, I got you.
All right, but I do like the dad bod thing.
But you want fat
I
truckers?
do like a belly. I don't want the abs. I don't want the six pack. I want a little bit of a belly. If I could just have 6 of you happen to me at the same time.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God. We're going to have to leave here and do it in the car.
We've had a lot of alcohol. I need to offset this.
Since their talk, drink the fucking water, man.
I was going to smoke this Jay.
Since their talk about not seeing one another in public, she'd already seen Matt twice in private, of course.
Ooh, man.
He'd taken her to Bible study meeting on Wednesday, which she'd thoroughly enjoy.
Stupid.
The meeting had been held at the home of Gwen's twin brother, Garrett, and his wife, Robbie.
Robbie.
Robbie had noticed the locket and asked to see the picture just like Christy had, but when Sarah told her
It's just a picture of a sandwich.
it's just a picture of a transmitter. It's a picture of a transmitter.
It's
not
a
even a
life
real
alert. That's not a
I've
log,
had
it's a
some
life
issues
alert.
lately. When Sarah told her she needed a picture of Matt to put in it, the whole group ganged up on him. Everyone chided Matt for giving a locket to a lady without a picture of himself in it. Sarah struggled not to laugh, knowing the real reason he'd given her the locket had nothing to do with the picture. And she watched him try to talk his way out of it, which was impossible. Robbie brought out her digital camera.
This is an 1800s book.
Started snapping. One picture in particular of herself and Matt with their heads together, hamming it up for the camera, turned out very good. Okay, listen, I am having the worst time.
Hamming it up.
Throughout this book, so much talk of schedules and drug deals and cop behavior. The moments that they talk about them hamming it up or having, it's beyond me. I can't. It's not real. It's so fake. I can't even. All right. So Sarah now had a picture taped on the top of the transmitter. So if anyone asked, she could open it now and show off her new
brother
boyfriend, yet not have him be recognized because the picture was so shitty. Okay.
Awesome.
It's
Does it
small.
say that?
It's not, well, kind of. It was small. It was kind of granular. What's the word? Next time she'd seen Matt had been on Thursday afternoon. She stopped by Matt's townhouse to return his Bible after finally getting the chance to buy one of her own.
Dang, she borrowed his Bible?
This time she'd seen inside his house.
Power move, Matt.
She knows how he lives now. He hadn't.
Like a fucking slob.
He hadn't been expecting her yet. His townhouse was perfectly clean. Nothing was out of place, and everything was meticulously organized.
You suck, Matt.
Now, due to his schedule, she probably wouldn't
How
see
was
him.
my house when we met?
You were living with your mom,
Hell
and
yeah.
your room was messy.
Hell yeah.
And I acted like I thought that it would be better than that when we moved in, and your room is still fucking messy, and you live with me. No, we live together, and I love you so much. You're so funny. I'm messy too. How can I go and judge anybody? I've got a whole pile of clean clothes next to my bed on a chair. That's my closet. All right, but I love you so much. Just know I will commit to you for the rest of my fucking life, man.
I'm here, baby.
He hadn't been expecting her yet. It was immaculate. As she made her rounds through the near empty restaurant, we're back at the restaurant, Sarah carried the tray of cups and plates she was accumulating to the next table that she needed to clean. She had just started wiping when 3 surly men entered the building.
What's a swirly man?
Surly. I said surly. I didn't say swirly. You heard that wrong.
Surly man.
Surly. All right. She thought the Ronsky clan looked like a rough bunch, but these men were older and had gang, particularly flashing in neon letters above their heads. This is literal.
Neon letters above their heads.
Instead of walking to the counter where Christy was standing, they made a beeline straight to Sarah.
Oh.
Sarah immediately grasped the locket and poised her finger on...
This is my boyfriend. Don't mess with me.
My boyfriend's back in town.
Sarah, you're about to get most up.
All right, so at this point in time, Matt was in bed sleeping. She knows this because they're so fond of their schedules. But he had told her to push the button anytime, day or night if she needed to. From the appearance of the men approaching her, Sarah feared this would be the time.
So she pushed the button.
Nope,
She is
no. This is the one time I'm going to scream no a bunch of times.
All right, tell me.
Otherwise, it's yes. The tallest one, a shaved bald man wearing a dirty denim jacket with torn off sleeves over a t-shirt with a cigarette package tucked into the sleeve, stepped forward from the other two to address her. We need to see Donnie. I said that too politely and happy.
We're here to see Donnie.
We need to see Donnie. Sarah turned so fast her elbow knocked the tray. A few cups and plates crashed to the floor. Are you shaking your leg? Are you excited? I'm excited. It's getting pretty exciting. She forced herself to straighten to her full height because she's like a hunchback the rest of the time.
When I straighten up, I'm 5'6".
I'll see if he's free. Can I have your names? The man gave her a horrid sneer. Can you... Okay. Tell him Larry, Moe, and Curly Joe are here to see him.
Shut up.
Give me a
dude.
break.
The Three Stooges?
A sick sensation rolled through Sarah's stomach. It's so
Sick. But it's a sensation.
like we're so fucking gnarly.
Gnarly.
Okay, she didn't dare to challenge these men that those weren't their real names. Wait right here, she choked out and hurried to Donnie's office door, which was closed. She knocked. Donnie? Come in. These men are here to see you. They say their names are Larry, Moe, and Curly Joe. Donnie's face paled. He cleared his throat. Send them in. Leave the door open. She barely took a step out. They pushed past her. She glanced at the mess on the floor, then at Christy, who was staring at Donnie's closed door with her mouth gaping open. Finally, Christy's fully involved. Okay.
I like Christy the best.
Christy didn't know what was going on until now. She's like, what the fuck?
Christy's probably got a set of titties on her.
Did you take a shot? Did you take both of our shots? Oh no, you poured it back in. Okay.
I don't know, dude. I'm gonna
All right.
hammer her now.
So Sarah walked up as quickly as she could without running to the opening between the restaurant and the kitchen. I had better clean up that mess. Christy said, "You do that. I'm going to stay right here." As soon as she was out of Christy's sight, Sarah ran for the closet. Like the bitch she is.
Sucks.
You can't listen to directions. You're all excited, but you're hesitant. I don't want to be in a relationship with you, Sarah. I don't.
We're done.
I
think
don't.
I think we're gonna scratch this
Sarah,
invitation off.
we're breaking up.
Goodbye, Sarah.
She slipped inside and closed the door, hoping Christy really would stay where she was. Sarah dropped to her hands and knees fucking again.
Sarah, you know what? You just redeemed yourself and I'm willing to take you back.
This is the only thing that keeps getting me off in this book. Every time that Gail says Sarah dropped to her hands and knees, I get so excited. And then it's fucking dull. All right. She crawled to the corner of the closet, lowered her head to the level of the bottom shelf, and looked up through the vent. This looks hot.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, one of my friends was telling me about a story of her. She had to have some plumbers come to her business.
Oh.
You might know. She's my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
And she said she had to get up underneath something. And she was showing her whole ass. The guy left and later texted her some sexy texts. And I was like, bitch.
Dang, who is that?
She sent me a picture.
Use the first name.
Dawn.
Of course.
So she sent me a picture of what she felt like she looked like, and it was like a maid's outfit chick, like the stuck scene. And I was like, Dawn, I wish Dawn would make sexy short stories. We're gonna have her on this fucking podcast soon. I swear to God.
Especially if she's banging plumbers at her job.
Dude, this is amazing. I keep thinking of what time of the day I can tell you I'm stuck in something. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm gonna get there.
Okay.
I swear to God.
We're gonna do it at work.
I swear to God. I just need one free week. Donnie was standing, his back to the wall, and the tall man with a shaved head stood mere inches from him. Then Donnie proceeded to suck him off. I'm just kidding. That's not in
Donnie, it's time for some blowing action.
That's not in there. But, okay, so Donnie's voice came out in a near squeak. But I didn't go to him. He came to me. This guy said, he's ours. Everything he gets from us. Understand? What do you want me to do? Ask for references first? He came to me. He had cash, so I gave it to him. The tall man turned to the two others after a few seconds of staring into each other's faces. The into each other's faces is really getting me, Gail. All right, so if he comes to you again, we get a cut. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right, all three men turned at the same time. They all stepped to Donnie's desk. The hoodlum with the tattoo on his wrist knocked Donnie's calculator to the floor.
Dang.
Donnie remained with his back to the wall and said nothing. Sarah didn't need to see any more. She was totally offended the calculator had been assaulted.
I think so, dude. That's pretty rough.
Donnie appeared out of his office, quickly closing the door behind him. If they ever come back, tell them I'm not here, he says to Christy and Sarah. He wiggled the doorknob and then joined Christy behind the counter. Christy, I think it's time for you to start getting ready for the rush. I'll take over for you while Sarah cleans up. Christy obviously could take the hint because she disappeared in record time. She stepped on the pedal to open the garbage can lid and was about to dump the broken glass when she heard the cash register door open. This is Sarah. Sarah froze. She hadn't heard any voices ordering anything, but she had heard the shuffle of papers from donuts being selected. Oh, no, she hadn't. She hadn't heard the shuffle of paper from donuts being selected, or the clink of the coffee pot, or the whirring of the latte machine. She hadn't heard shit, all right? She's fucking deaf at this point. She gritted her teeth knowing what she knew. She suspected that Donnie had just either taken money out of the till or put money in, although it was ridiculous because he was the owner and handled the cash anyway. Sarah had to report what she'd seen to Matt. Once on campus, she located the nearest phone booth, left a quick message for the police station. From the phone booth, she ran all the way to her first class where she knew she'd be safe. I don't know why you assume that.
She's the worst.
Matt stopped outside the parking area to the university and waited. As soon as he saw the little blue car, he began pursuit. He pushed the button for the siren.
Little blue car?
Her car.
She drives a little blue car?
It was probably mentioned beforehand, but I probably skipped it. So she does drive a little blue car. He's following her. He's putting on his lights. He's going to pull her over.
Hell
16 Bravo 4. I'm out of service. I have a car pulled over. Possible tailgate infraction. Will advise. She goes, but officer, I wasn't speeding. Matt? Hi, Sarah. I got your message. What's up? And he says, just exactly how did you find out this information? Because she told him some info. She said, I heard them say it. And how did you know they broke Donnie's calculator? You were in the closet again.
Dang.
You're shouting, she says. That does it. Out of the car.
Get out. You're under arrest.
She's like, pardon me? He goes, you heard me. Get out of the car. What are you going to do? Frisk me? I can't believe this. What are you doing? It looks like you're arresting me, he says. I just might. You're not being a very cooperative criminal. What were you doing in the closet? You're still shouting at me.
It's illegal to be in closets. Didn't you know, Sarah? Get the fuck out of the car.
And the closet. All right, she says, calm down. No one saw me or knew I was in there. It's okay. He said,
but you admitted to it. That's in court. You're a criminal.
It's not okay. All it takes is one slip up, and they could decide to make you a target and keep you silent for good.
They'll kill you, Sarah.
You don't seem to realize the danger involved when you do stuff like that.
Yeah, the donut people will murder you.
I know what the risks are that I'm taking. All he could do was stare at her.
Oh, look at your titties, Sarah.
For the way she spoke, he did believe she really did know the risk. All right? He didn't know what he would do, though, if she got hurt. Or worse. What's worse than getting hurt? If you're dead, you're already fucking hurt. Like, that's the worst hurt.
I don't know.
All right. He had an almost overwhelming urge to kiss her. Right in the back of his seat in his squad car. Fuck yeah. Has anybody else in this room been in the back of the squad car, whether you were actually in trouble or faking it? Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, everybody in this room. Fuck yeah. All right.
Twice, yeah.
All right, cool. I was kind of faking it. It was a prank. I made buddies with a cop. I should have sucked him off, but, here we go.
Dang.
I'm just saying. He had an almost, it wouldn't have mattered if Sarah were his wife. People were always looking for any slip up any police officer made in order to cause trouble or throw the department into disrepute. Disrepute? Sorry. He opened his mouth to say something, but nothing came out. He couldn't entertain the possibility of Sarah being his wife. How absurd. We've already kissed twice. I love you so much. I don't want you to get hurt. You shouldn't be my wife. You're a non-believer. Shun the non-believer.
Shun them.
All right. I thought you wanted to catch Kincaid, Sarah says. Then Matt says, more than you'll ever know, but catching him isn't worth risking you. So romantic.
Stupid.
Sarah says, since this whole thing began, I've had the feeling that this is very personal to you. Why do you want to catch this guy so badly? Matt turned and stared out of the window, but his eyes didn't focus on anything in particular.
He butt fucks my mom.
Is anybody picturing soap operas? Kincaid was involved in a power game with a rival a few years ago. Kincaid has no respect for human life, and he only sees kids as easy marks or in the way. The end result was that one of my neighbor's kids found some of Kincaid's wares, didn't know what it was, and died from an unintentional overdose. Kincaid got off on a technicality and walked away laughing. I want to do everything I can to keep Kincaid off the streets forever. She says, I'm so sorry. Matt turned his back to Sarah. His concern was his final undoing. Her concern was his final undoing. He couldn't kiss her on her warm, soft mouth.
Oh.
So he did the next best thing.
He licked her little slimy cold vagine.
I can't wait to get home with you. He picked up her hand and kissed her palm. I was going to say she grasped. That would have taken this in a totally different direction. He gasped. She gasped. Damn! But she didn't pull away. Matt says, I'm going to send you back to your car now. Please wait here while I write you up. All you have to do is come over to my place and I'll give you a new light bulb, because that's why he that was the official word of why he pulled her over.
A broken light.
Right.
Light.
Speaking of.
Yeah, I know what it's like.
So she says, this is silly. He says, I know, but if anybody is watching, there's something on file. I'll need your driver's license registration. He felt like an idiot, but if nothing else, it assured him that he would see her again in the next few days before the warning expired, and he had to chase her down.
Chase her down.
He says, she says, you're working tomorrow, aren't you? He says, yes, but it's going to be a strange day. The RCMP has a booth in the mall this weekend for Bicycle Safety Week.
Oh, that's adorable.
I don't know what I did to deserve it, but I was assigned to do the booth. I'm stuck there from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m.
You said you deserved it.
He didn't know what he did to deserve it. She asked if it was good or bad. It's usually pretty boring, so it's bad. Give me a call when you want to change that light bulb. And remember, Sarah, please stay safe. No more trips to the closet.
Oh my God.
Mic drop. Book drop.
If she goes back to this closet, I'm slapping somebody.
She's gonna be in the closet. I hope he gets his dick sucked on this closet.
He's not.
This is the only
Matt
guy.
sucks, dude. He's the
Ah.
Donnie's gonna get his dick sucked in the closet.
Look,
dude.
find
It's
us
his
on
donut
social
shop.
media and tell us what you think. That's what I want to hear. How do you feel?
How
Do
you
you feel ramped up or ramped down?
Ramp down.
Thank
Two
you very
thumbs
much.
down.
All right. So anyway, thank you for listening to another episode of Bustles and Bangers with your hosts, The Dangers. Find us on our extra social media. I'm sure there's a link somewhere. We're too crazy to put that in right now, but thank you so much. We love you so much. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
If you want more where this came from, follow, like, and subscribe. We're on Insta and TikTok at Bustles and Bangers, or you can find us personally on Insta and TikTok at Gypsy Danger 317.